Vaccinations are amongst the safest of all medical interventions. And when we look at the relative risk of a true adverse reaction from a vaccination, a truly catastrophic event from a vaccination, it's incredibly rare. A pediatrician is a physician who specializes in the medical care of newborns through adolescence. The pediatrician, like myself, is particularly proud of participating in the continuity of care with families and having deep relationships with this vulnerable patient population. Absolutely. We as pediatricians routinely see new parents, and it's wonderful when we do see the parents together in the office prior to having the baby, just to establish the foundation of the relationship, break some ice, answer some questions, because it's so important that these families, especially with their first baby, know what to expect with the care of the baby and with the relationship with the pediatrician. Well, if this is a visit preceding the birth of the baby, it's nice to come ready to listen and to learn about some of the advice your pediatrician may have for your family and for what to expect in the hospital. Certainly, oftentimes, if you do have burning questions, come be prepared to ask them and have them written down. Oftentimes, families may have things in mind, and the exchange with the pediatrician at that first visit may forget some of those points. So, you know, having an opportunity to speak to the pediatrician should be a time for you to get questions out and an opportunity to learn things, and so being prepared to do so is something I always recommend. A wellchild visit is an opportunity, depending of course on the age of the patient, whether it's a newborn, a young child, or an adolescent, for the pediatrician to get to know deeply the overall health of the patient, which of course includes safety concerns, nutrition, health, getting to know the family. Most importantly, it's an opportunity on an ongoing basis to evaluate and to address very important health issues for this patient, and also, of course, to build that relationship with the patient and his or her family. A child should see a physician at least once a year after the age of 2. Newborns and infants certainly see the doctor more frequently. Newborns, should be seen at least a couple of times in the first month of life, and infants are typically seen at 2, 4, 6, 9, and 12 months, and then at 15 and 18 months. After 2, we typically do recommend patients do see their physician once a year for an opportunity to address all of their important healthcare needs. Vaccinations should be looked at as an opportunity to provide preventative health care. Vaccinations are amongst the safest of all medical interventions. And when we look at the relative risk of a true adverse reaction from a vaccination, a truly catastrophic event from a vaccination, it's incredibly rare. And if you look at the risk of actually contracting the illness and having an adverse outcome from the illness itself, the odds are significantly worse that you will get sick from the illness relative to having a serious reaction from the vaccinations. Vaccinations that we give today have been vetted for a number of years prior to even coming to market and have a very healthy and safe profile. I love people. I love long-term relationships. I am in the only field in medicine where I get to experience the growth and development of my patients in continuity from the newborn period all the way to young adulthood. And it's a pleasure to participate intimately in the lives of these families and with these young people.